Hey everyone, this is Charles Mitri from loungeboudoir.com, and today I want to talk to you about a contract that I created. I wanted to give you a little insight into the person who wrote it and my story and why I created it and the vetting process it went through before I felt it was ready to be offered to the public. I'm a boudoir photographer. I live in Yorktown, Virginia here, and I had reached a point in my business a while back where I needed a contract. So I went online, like everybody does probably, and I typed in boudoir contract and a few options popped up. And I was hesitant to sort of go with any one of those because I didn't know what the contracts contained. And I didn't know if it was going to have everything that I needed. Then I thought, well, I'll hire a lawyer to write a contract for me. But then I quickly realized that that was going to be really, really expensive. And besides, a lawyer is not going to know the first thing about photography unless they are one themselves. But then how are they going to know about the particular needs of a boudoir photographer, which has its own special needs? And I felt I would have to do most of the work for them. I'd be telling them everything I wanted it to contain anyway, and I just felt, well, that's a lot of work I'm going to be doing. So then I thought, well, why not try and write one yourself? So I went online and I found as many contracts as I could find dealing with photography, wedding photography contracts. There were a few boudoir photography contracts and some general photography contracts. And I read through them all, and I realized that they had a lot of the same language. They covered a lot of the same issues. I used all those contracts as a blueprint, a foundation to draft my own. And the gaps that there were regarding boudoir, I just filled in from my own experience. And I drafted my own boudoir photo shoot contract. This was months ago, 7-8 months ago. And I put it away for a while, and I would go back to it, and I would read it, and I would change it, and I would alter it, because sort of having a writing background, I realized that you're not going to turn in your first draft. You're not going to turn in your second draft. You're not going to turn in your third draft. You're going to go through many, 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 many drafts before you feel it's sort of ready. So I did that these past 7-8 months. I'd go back to it, look at it, review it, change things. But I knew from the very beginning I was going to have it reviewed and looked at by a lawyer. And that's what I did just recently. I contacted a law firm in Richmond, Virginia. It's actually the same law firm that my family has used in the past a few times. So I was already familiar with them. I called them up and told them what I wanted done. I wanted them to look at this contract that I had created. One of the lawyers there was very interested in working with me. So we got together and we worked on this one-on-one, and he had some very good suggestions and, altered some things, changed the language in some things. And I wanted it vetted like that. So it went through that process as well, and I'm very happy with it now. So that's a little insight into who wrote this contract, why it was written, and sort of the process it went through to get into its final form.